Here's how I made about $1,600 today while trading the NASDAQ. So to start off, first thing I'm always marking out is just my market open, which for me is 6:30 a.m. And then I'm going on to a higher time frame, generally the hour and the 4 hour, and I'm just looking kind of at the current state of the market, and more importantly, I'm looking at clean draws for liquidity. So to start off, there wasn't really a bunch in here that I liked. We had these lows that ended up forming, but when market did open around this area, this was not yet a low. We also had lows down here, but as you can see on the higher time frame, this didn't actually form a low. Like, of course there's liquidity here, price was still down here, but I just didn't really think that this was clean. And then in terms of highs, all these highs had already gone swept out coming into market open, and otherwise I just had like stuff marked out up here. So there wasn't really a lot of clean liquidity for me to target that was a reasonable target just for the New York session. But we did have this big news candle for me at 5:15. There was red folder news here, and once we form a big news candle like this, generally we're going to take out the high and low pretty quickly, or at least the same day. And for this case, I'm kind of just looking at this here, and I think, okay, we haven't taken out this high yet. We did take out the low though, so I'm assuming we might next target the high. So I kind of like just look at this as a range, and I assume at some point soon we need to take out this bottom side and the top side. So really my only target for the day just was this high. So as you can see, we did push lower, started chopping around, finally getting slightly clean moves higher. So at this point I'm kind of just looking for us to long up to this high, and I saw we did have this 1 minute gap form down here, and this was during pre-market. We respected it and then got like a small push in our direction. I was almost considering taking a trade off of this and just putting my stops a little below this wick here and then targeting that liquidity that I was talking about, the news highs. And this would have banged. This is not a bad trade, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't really love entering right before market opens just because we might chop around a little bit right when the market opens. Like, we might get a big wick just to stop us out before pushing higher, even though I'm confident in this target. So I didn't take this, but not a bad idea here. What I did end up taking was just a couple minutes later, I saw we were pushing higher. As you can see, like, this is my only draw for liquidity. I'm pretty confident in this target. I'm looking at like the 5 minute, and we're looking pretty bullish here after this move coming up toward this news high here. So I'm like, all right, this is probably the target for the day. I'm just waiting for a small little pullback before longing, and we did get this on the 1 minute. We got this small rejection into this 1 minute fair value gap here, and at this point, I guess you could have waited for this candle to close for some more confirmation, but I was pretty confident here, so I just longed after this candle closed, and I had my stop loss right below the fair value gap, like 10-ish points, and then take profit was just at this liquidity here. And I did almost get stopped out pretty close, but we just came down, pushed up a little bit. I went break even after this candle closed, pretty much halfway to my target, and then the rest just ran to TP. Just to show a little proof here, here's my top step. I have my 5 Express accounts. The fill was 317.20, and then the rest of them got 322.20. I'll show that real quick just to show you. There's the 5. At this point, I feel like I've been trading long enough that I can read the markets a lot better than I used to be able to, and I just feel like I'm noticing these strong areas for price, strong draws on liquidity, and it's starting to become a lot simpler. You know, I'm able to jump on the charts, and there's a lot of days where I'm taking trades now within 5-10 minutes, catching a little dub, hopping off for the day, and I'm just enjoying the way things are going. So if you've also been trading these markets, let me know what it is that you've been looking for, and if you made it through the video, I appreciate you watching.